to Birmingham NIA. It is National Badminton League match night 1. Birmingham Lions taking on RB, the fastest racket sport in the world. Just got a whole lot faster. We've got so much to talk to you about this evening. My name's Dave Rogers. Alongside me, Nick.
Good to see everybody.
Absolutely, we're gonna have a fantastic evening here, Neil. As I said, so much to talk about. We've got rule changes. We've got some of the top players in the competition. We've got 6 brand new teams competing to become the inaugural NBL champions. We've got Olympians, international stars, Glasgow 2014 big names, the best of the British players, and a great mix of talent here.
It's a very exciting start to the National Badminton League. Matches tonight, some really close lineups, and looking at the match good all that.
Well, the first on court is in a men's singles. It's Ben Beckman for Birmingham Lions taking on Team Derby's Rajiv Usev. 2 top players, Neil, with a history.
They have recently played each other in the semi-final of the English National, where Ben was on the verge of defeating Raj for the first time in a number of years. Raj managed to take a few match points and take Ben. Raj is the number 1 men's singles player by some way, has been for the last number of years. So Ben's going to be right up against it in the first match of this
He certainly is. As I've mentioned before, we've got lots of changes to the format this evening. Firstly, the fact that the knockout you're seeing on your screen now will only last 60 seconds. And we're going to be getting on straight with the action. Also, the matches will be best of 5, not best of 3, as you may be accustomed to. It is first to 9 points, not the traditional 21 points. And matches can be won at 9-8. There is no need to win by 2 clear points. Neil, these are big changes. How do you think this is going to affect the players in their build-up?
Challenge seeing too many points down in this set. Might need some attacking play, or maybe a little bit. Be really interesting to see how the players adapt to the new scoring system and how they approach the games.
As a former top-level player yourself, you're used to playing to 21 points. So I'd imagine the way you'd approach it is you sort of ease your way into the game. Maybe if you get to 3 points, you're assessing your opponent out. If you get to 3 or 4 points, you're in the business end of the set, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to come back once you go a few points down. So it's going to be really important to get a good start in this first set. And,
so we've got Rajiv Usev for the away team Derby in the orange.
Ladies and gentlemen, on
Ben
my
Beckman
right,
for Birmingham
Team
Lions
Derby
in the red.
represented by Rajiv Usev. On my left, Birmingham Lions represented by Ben Beckman. Team Derby serve, the ball, play.
Start there and was the first point of the evening.
Service over, on, 2. Service over, 3,
back to the
1.
very quickly.
So 4-1 early on this first game. Raj seems to be pushing the pace a little bit early on here now.
Yeah, it's really difficult for Ben. Just to see right against it and against the in singles play. He needs to really get hold of the game now. And that isn't going to help him. Unforced errors at the start of the round. He's really got to push it.
So good out there from Bender, and usually at 11 points, then his coach should be able to give him a good talking to. But this won't be the case in this new format due to the new timeout rules.
No, it's going to be the different potential of players against the use that has been able to give part regularly. To be fair, I don't think there was much others could say at this point because Ben's just been really blown away in that first set. Just needs to get a hold, sort of stop making errors.
So 3-all, a lot tighter in the second. We've lost the score off the screen for a second, so I'll keep you updated. So the first game, 9-1, but it's a lot closer here in the second.
Nice early net shot there from Ryan, forcing them to put us in there again. He's taking the shot very early and really putting Ben under a lot of pressure.
A lovely relaxed pace across the court. It must be quite difficult for his opponents to get a the way he moves.
Yeah, he's relaxed, which makes it really deceptive. Ben's having just to check on his base position in the centre of the court just to see where the shot's going before he makes his move.
Just right there, so Usyk takes a 6-3 lead in this best of 5 event.
It's over 4-6. It's over 7-4.
Lost error there for Robin Beckman, so it's 7-4 to Team Derby.
Game point.
So point started a lot better for Beckman, Neil, but Raju Seth has just put the hammer down towards the latter stages here.
Yeah, that's the test of his quality really, that he was able to just up the pace a little bit and try and force Beckman into a few more mistakes, which he duly obliged to.
5-8.
So we see the power play. It is the first time this has been introduced, especially for the National Badminton League. Now this service could be worth 2 points to Beckman if he wins the point, and he doesn't. Raju does the game. A little bit more to those watching at home. Each player gets 1 power play per game. Once you've used it, it's gone. Now, serving,
2 games.
they ask the umpire if they can have the power play. If they've already had it, the umpire says no, otherwise he is obliged to award the power play. They walk over to the power play area, they pick up the pink shuttlecock. The power play area is on your screen right now. It's a pink shuttlecock. If the player serving wins the point, they get 2 points. If not, the opposing player gets 1 point, and that is the power play over.
It's interesting to see how Raj approached the power play there. He went very attacking, just to really make sure that he didn't let Ben win the 2 points.
Well, if you're receiving a power play shuttlecock, then it's all about that, really.
Yeah, you've got to make sure you win that point.
So Raju Seth is 2 games up. An electric start. Real quality on display in this first match here at the NIA.
There's a massive shot on it from Raj there. Played it really well, saw the opening and just took it.
So it's over 1-4.
Lovely pick there from Ben Beckman, putting Radjusev under pressure. Now, once you play a smash shot like that, do you often think the point is over?
At this standard now, the players have got such good defences these days. You don't expect the shots to come back all the time.
Much better from Gusev there, just controlling the net there, wasn't he? He passed us.
Yeah, once he gets to the shot early there, it's really difficult for Beckman to play anything attacking from it.
Claiming the first, well, his first victory in the NBL.
Service over. 7-all. Service over. 8. Match point. 7.
Match point to Radjusev then. 8-7 in this third end. Shuttlecock, should I say, goes wide, so a 3-0 victory to Radjusev over Ben Beckman, Neil, and we are underway in the NBL.
We are unfortunate for Beckman. He was outclassed by a much higher ranked opponent there for Radjusev. He really showed his class, controlled the game, and just forced Ben into far too many unforced errors.
Yes, he is, of course, the #1 ranked player in England and really showed his class there. A lot better from Beckman. I mean, we can see in the scores there, 9-1, 9-5, 9-7. It was certainly more competitive as the game went on, but he was a bit like a rabbit in the headlights to begin with, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think the damage was really done in that first set. You know, to play the first set in this new format, he really needed to get off to a good start, and he didn't. Raj controlled the pace and ultimately controlled the match.
He certainly did. We'd like to hear from you if you are watching, so drop us a line on Twitter. Use the address @NBL_official. Tweet us and tell us how much you're enjoying all of the action. Also, use the hashtag GameChangers. That's a big thing. That's the whole objective here with the NBL. It's fast, it's furious. I mean, we're one game in already, and it was over in the blink of an eye, Neil.
Yeah, it's always going to be a difficult first match there for Birmingham against the top-ranked singles player. So hopefully in the ladies' singles they can get off to a better start.
Yep, the next match on court is Fontaine Chapman for Birmingham Lions facing Karen Schnarzer of Team Derby. Karen Schnarzer, one of the German imports. Should be another fantastic match. We've got 5 on court. It's the same structure as a traditional team competition. So we have men's singles, women's singles, mixed doubles, women's doubles, and finally men's doubles. But differently to the team fixtures you may be used to, we will definitely play all 5 games because this is a league system and every win can count.
I think it's going to be tough again for Birmingham Lions in the ladies singles. Karen is higher ranked in the world rankings than Fontaine, but in this new scoring system, if Fontaine can get to a good start, then who knows how she can do.
Well, that's the thing. Team Derby have got the initiative here. They've really got the bit between their teeth. They won the first point, and obviously they want to get off to a winning start. However, these teams, as we go down, it could be quite evenly balanced, and going into the final games, when the crowd get behind Birmingham Lions, then anything could happen. However, as you mentioned, a fast start could mean the world of difference here. 9 points isn't a lot, is it?
It's not at all, and as soon as you go a couple of points down, it becomes very difficult to turn that around in this rally point format. That said, Fontaine is training full-time at the National Centre in Milton Keynes, so he's going to have a fighting chance against Karen Schnarzer from Team Derby.
If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. This is match night 1 of the National Badminton League, the brand new professional league here in England. It's Birmingham Lions versus Team Derby. We are 1 match in already. We've just had the men's singles where Ben Beckman of Birmingham Lions has been defeated by Team Derby's Radjusev 3-0, 9-1, 9-5, 9-7. Next on court, Fontaine Chapman of Birmingham Lions will take on Karen Schnarzer of Germany.
And now, let's hear it for the officials for the ladies' singles. Umpire, Paul Buffum, Service judge Gavin Smith and their team of line judges.
Top
And now,
and the
please
navy skirt.
for the Birmingham Lions, your lioness, Fontaine Chapman!
And here comes Fontaine Chapman of Birmingham Lions in the red dress with the blue and gold trim. As these players are knocking up now then, Neil, they've done most of their final preparations. What sort of things are going through their mind?
I think that's, you know, I think it's the first time that these two ladies have played each other, so they won't have anything to really refer to from past experiences. They may well have seen each other playing in another event, so they might have an idea. And certainly speaking to the coaches, we'll have an idea of sort of a game plan to start with, just to see how the first part of the game plans out.
Yeah, Karen has done very, very well. She's a European bronze medalist. This is a big test for Fontaine Chapman, but as you said, she's training full-time now. And a lovely drop shot there from Fontaine Chapman. And what I wanted to talk to you about there, Neil, is already we've seen a lot of variety in the length of the serve early on in the first set. What are the sort of advantages that the players are looking to gain from mixing up that length?
Well, it looks like the German girl Schnaas is quite a fast player, so the low serve will bring her into the net, which opens up the back of the court. And on the other side, the high serve, which is the more traditional serve, moves her to the back of the court, which obviously opens up the front end. So it depends on what Fontaine's trying to do. And from watching the first few rallies, I think Fontaine from the back of the court is posing a good threat if she can play those angles and take the shot nice and early.
Well, it's 2-4 here. Schnaas is serving. Another great use of angles from Chapman, though. She's played some lovely shots in this opening game.
Yeah, it's a great forehand cross-court slice and then followed it up with a nice backhand kill. The length on the clear was just a little bit short then, allowing Schnaas to get back and hit a good smash.
3-5. Service over. 6-3.
So 6-3 to Fontaine Chapman of the Birmingham Lions here. She seems to be getting the best of the 50-50s in the longer rallies. Is it? How many shots in advance do you think she's thinking?
Probably not too many in advance, because obviously you have to react to what your opponent is doing with the shuttle themselves, but there'll be certain areas of the court where Fontaine will be targeting to try and gain the advantage in the rallies, and certainly the cross-court slices are paying dividends so far.
Once again, Chapman moving her opponent around the court beautifully well there. Great recovery work from Schnasser, though, getting up and recovering, eventually not quite getting there to win the point. But this is a really good contest.
Yeah, nice and early at the net then from Fontaine, which really forces the errors from the German player. Fontaine was in control of it and played a clear that was just a little bit short, giving Schnass the opportunity to hit the smash.
Schnass leading 7-4. And that's game point coming up now.
8, game point 4.
Yet to see a power play in this game so far. Force a mistake, doesn't it?
It does. If they take it early, it just means they can put a little bit more spin on it, making it harder for the opponent to control. Like that one there. Fontaine just cut across and underneath the shuttle a little bit, making it the shuttle spin over. So even though it might have looked like Karen could have killed that one quite easily, then because the shuttle was spinning, then it made it a far more difficult shot.
Well, a better start from the Birmingham Lion here. 3-1. She leads. Bit of a misunderstanding on the power play there. Karen Schnasser wanted to take it to try and level things up at 3-all. However, you can only take the power play on your own serve.
Service over.
Perhaps overplaying that cross-court again. It's been successful for her in the first set, but the longer the game's gone on, Karen Schnasser's read those shots more and more, and actually puts Fontaine into a little bit of trouble.
Well, what ways can she change that then? Is it an angle of attack change? Is it a power change?
I think just a little bit more variety. You know, put in the, as you said earlier, put in the straight smash down or a flat clear into the forehand corner, which actually moves Schnass out of the way, which gives a bit of open court to hit the shot into.
4-2 here. Chapman leads in the fourth.
5-2.
Make that 5-2 as the shot goes just wide on the right-hand side of the court as we look at it.
Service over. 3-5.
But Schnass goes for exactly the same position on court again. This time she's successful. Lands in and she takes the point. 3-5.
Service over. 6-3.
Nice change of pace there from Chapman. 6-3.
That's a great angle there from Chapman. She got to the shuttle nice and early. Good control over the net.
And at 7-3, she has asked for her power play. If she wins this, of course, you get 2 points for the power play if you win it on your serve. It will be the fourth set to Fontaine Chapman, and we'll be going for a fifth. And she has won the power play. She's won 2 points there, and she has taken the fourth set. That's the first time, Neil, we've seen the power play taken at 7, essentially shortening the match. But that's what it's all about here at the NBL.
Absolutely. I think the players are going to take a little bit of time to get used to when to play these power plays or when to have the coaching intervals, just so they can get the maximum advantage. Again, it was interesting to see that Karen, you know, as the other guys have done in the men's singles, has played a really attacking rally, but actually that actually went against her then, because it let Fontaine hit the space at the back of the court to win the point.
Well, in the previous match, Ben Beckman and Rajusev both took their power plays. Neither won the point on it. We've seen Fontaine Chapman take her power play, win the point and the game. There are so many ways that you can take that power play. Do you do it early? Do you do it late? I think the main thing is just do it. Now we are going going into a 5th set breaker. This is yet another change. We played first to 9 for 4. This is first to 5. This is real high-paced stuff. And if you take a 3-point lead, then the match is over. So the first point goes to Schnaas. First to 5. This is electric stuff here at the NBL. 2-0. This is a huge lead at this stage, Neil.
Oh, big point now. And Fontaine has really got to get a hold of this now. He's got to take this point, otherwise the match is over.
Well, a great rally to end it on, but Karen Schnaas takes the breaker 3-0, wins the match overall 5-9, 9-5, 9-4, 4-9, and then 3-love. That is exactly what the National Badminton League is all about there, Neil.
Absolutely. I think the result was pretty much what was expected, but the actual manner of the result wasn't. I think Fontaine's done a good job there, almost taking the match, and just losing out on that tiebreaker in the end.
Yeah, good performance from Fontaine Chapman, but excellent, mistake-free, clinical badminton from Karen Schnaas.
Yeah, she just had the pace and the energy, as you mentioned earlier, for the whole of the match. Whereas like Fontaine started off the match well and then had a little bit of a dip, got it back towards the end. But on balance of play, I think Schnaas was the better player in the match and deserved to win.
So we are 2 events down already. Next up is the mixed doubles. Birmingham Lions, Nico Rupanen and Alyssa Lim taking on Team Derby's Chris Coles. And we have the return to competitive top-level badminton for Gail Ems.
This is going to be an interesting match. Obviously, we've got the Swedish player, Nico Rupanen. Alyssa, or whether she can, who trains at the National Centre, works really hard on her training, and we'll be hoping for a good performance today.
It's interesting to see her with the ankle support. So actually all our racket sport players have those, but the joints do take a tremendous pounding, don't they?
Yeah, with all the jumping, lunging, changing direction, it's a very fast sport. Puts a lot of intense effort on the muscles, and recovery from these sorts of things is quite important as well. These guys obviously train 2-3 times a day, so much more accustomed to the rigours of the sport, but it still takes its toll.
Former world #1, has been crowned world champion, European champion, and Commonwealth champion in an illustrious career. Also included 68 England caps and 9 national titles.
Gail Ems' Roll of Honour being read out then. It really does make for impressive reading. Olympic medals, Commonwealth medals, world and European medals, as well as formerly being ranked world #1. We've talked about how will Alyssa deal with the pressure, but how do you think Gail Ems deals with the pressure? I mean, obviously she retired once already, and people will be looking at this and thinking, well, it's Gail Ems, she used to be the best in the world. There'll be a lot of expectation on her.
There will, and it's going to be quite difficult for her to obviously to achieve the same level that she had a number of years ago. So she'll be feeling the pressure because she'll want to put on a show for the crowd as well, and there'll be an expectation on her to win the points, as you mentioned.
By Chris Coles and Gail Ems.
So our 3rd event of the evening is the mixed doubles. Birmingham Lions, Nico Rupanen and Alyssa Lim. And their opposition, Team Derby's Chris Coles and Gail Ems. The players are on court. And Alyssa Lim will serve to Chris Coles. Well, that's a pretty frantic rally to get us underway.
Yeah, I think we can expect a lot more of that. I think the mixed and the level doubles, which we'll see later on, is going to be very fast and attacking. That's a nice shot from Chris there. Everyone would have been expecting the smash there, but the fast clear really caught Alyssa off guard. That's a nice shot from Chris there. Everyone would have been expecting the smash there, but the fast clear really caught Alyssa off guard. Playing a really good angle to win the point.
If you are joining us watching badminton for the first time this evening, a very warm welcome to you. In the previous matches, the singles, then the inside of the tram lines denoted what was in and out. This time during the doubles, for the mixed, for the women's and the men's, that it is the outer of the tram lines that denotes whether or not the shuttlecock is out. And Team Derby here absolutely flying. They lead 7-1 in this first to 9.
2-7.
But with that, Birmingham win the point. It's 2-7. With Alyssa Lim to serve. Well watched from Rupanen, goes out 3-7.
3-7.
Notice there that the Birmingham pair are very much trying to play away from the net and just past the net, just to stop Gail coming in and really taking control. The only problem with that is that Chris was early in the mid-court
to return it, but another mistake, serve into the net, so 5-2. Birmingham lead, Lim to serve.
Service over, 3-5.
Mistake there from Rupanen, as he was certainly there in time to play the shot, but just misjudged where the line was. The point goes to Team Derby, and beautifully done there from Gail Ems.
4-5.
First to react, took the body line at Rupanen. Ricochets off his racket, then all of a sudden it's just a 1-point game here now. 4-5. Ems to serve.
First 4 shots within any sort of format of the doubles are really important. If you can keep the initiative on those shots, then you can control what's happening in the rest of the rallies. And Team Derby are really playing the first 4 with a lot of intensity, a lot of pace, getting to the shot nice and early and really dictating what's happening. So it's up to the Birmingham pair then to do the same and get the initiative back.
Nicely poised here in the second, 6-5 with Rupanen to serve. (7-5). Rupanen has had a lot more of an impact in this second game, Neil.
Well, you notice it's the first time you've really seen him hit any smashes, which just means that Lim and Rupanen are playing the shuttle a lot flatter, making Ems and Cole lift it a little bit more.
But Lim snatches at that one, and Derby again closed the gap to just 1 point. 6-7. Chris Coles to serve.
Okay, again, Gail, trademark kill at the net. She was in so early then, she could read what was going to happen before it actually did, and that was in with a relatively easy kill.
7-all. Rupanen there puts Chris Coles on his backside and sets up a set point.
8, game point 7.
Yeah, Rupanen much more impressive here. Really, really powerful when he unleashes that left hand. Lim to serve then to level us up at 1-all. That is nicely done from Chris Coles after a great rally. The reactions on these players absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Rupin had a chance to smash again, then chose to play it softer, which let Chris Gold in, and as you say, played a great angle to win the point. Which he did again there, so there's obviously he's spotting a gap there.
I think the key for Derby is don't give Rupanen the opportunity to smash, because he is brutally powerful at times. Well, we see it again there. The first one, it was a great return from Ems just to get the shuttlecock back, let alone put it in any position on the court. But Rupanen, explosive when the shuttlecock's even a tiny bit short.
Yeah, he was really looking for it early then and didn't let him off the hook. And if the rallies carry on like that, he's going to win certainly a lot more than he'll lose. A clever shot from Rupanen there, just pushing into the little space just behind Gail. So she still tried to intercept it, but it was just a little bit past her.
Again, great stuff from the Swedish left-hander.
3-2.
3-2 Birmingham lead. So tactically, Neil, how do you, if you're Team Derby now, how do you go about continuing to play your own game without setting up Rupanen for that huge left hand?
It's all about trying to take the shuttle early at the net. So if they can play it flat and fast and really trying to avoid hitting that lift to give him a chance in the rally, then they've got half a chance. And you know, they demonstrated in the first set they're more than capable of doing it, but it just means a little bit more effort and a little bit more intensity looking for the shuttle. You know, Gail's trying to do it. He's made a couple of errors in this set, so it's probably due to a lack of practice maybe, or just playing at this sort of intensity and at these stakes.
So after a long time out of the game at any level, is it your touch at the net that goes first before your lifts and smashes and other shots?
Possibly. I mean, Gail will probably feel like she did before, you know, and think that she can play exactly the same way, and just being slightly older and slightly away from the game for a little bit just means that you're slightly off the pace. So you know, you can try and do too much, and as we said earlier, if the pressure's on her that she feels that she needs to win and people are expecting her to win, that can force mistakes as well.
Well, a rare mistake there from Nico Rupanen. 4-6 Team Derby trail. So one game all, Coles to serve.
It's a nice return from Lim there, straight at the body of Coles from the serve. Again, sort of demonstrating the importance of the serve return and the third and fourth shots within mixed doubles.
So 7-4 now then. Birmingham Lions closing in on this third game. Well watched there. Birmingham Lions controlling the rally from the first shot, really, and this is game point.
It's really well anticipated by Lim there, sort of expecting the shuttle to come up the line, and she just jumps across and knocks it down.
9-4.
Well, Birmingham Lions take the third game. After game one, we did not see that coming. Coles and Ems absolutely exploded out of the blocks. They took the first game 9-3, but since then, Birmingham have just changed things around and they have been the team in complete control.
Again, as we said in the ladies singles, it's a bit of a role reversal. That Rupanen and Lim were looking for the shuttle much earlier in the mid-court and the net. have controlled that area of the court and basically dictated what's happened in the rallies.
We saw in the first match Ben Beckman maybe a little bit nervous about the new competition. Whatever it was, he didn't start the way he'd have expected to start. A player of his quality would have expected to start. He got into the game as it went on, but eventually Raj Usef was too strong. He took it 3-0. Quite the opposite happened in the women's singles, where Fontaine Chapman, she eventually lost the match, but she was on fire in the first game. Here, the Birmingham Lions did not start well at all, but since then have been absolutely fantastic. Rupanen and Lim, they lead Coles and Ems 2-1. And this first NBL fixture, it's throwing up some really interesting discussion points.
It is, and I think that was Team Derby there called their coaching timeout, so I think that was a really useful time for Donna to do that, just to try and get Chris and Gail to think about the first set that they played and the way that they played it, and hopefully they can really start this fourth set.
Power play claimed by Birmingham Lions.
Well, we've got two of the rules coming in at once. The coaching timeout is 45 seconds. You're allowed to call it once per event, the event being the mixed doubles here, and Birmingham have called for their power play at the very beginning of the fourth. And they've been unsuccessful with it. So just to confirm, if you do call the power play, then it's worth 2 points to the serving team. If you
Like the call, please.
It's good defence from Rupanen there. Looked like Team Derby were going to win that point, but he somehow managed to get his racket on it and force Ems into a mistake.
these players, well, both players on these mixed doubles teams, both male players, absolutely huge guys, but brilliantly athletic as well. It's difficult to see on the screen exactly how physically big these guys are, but they get down, they're just so athletic for big guys.
Yeah, it's a very physical effort in mixed doubles because the male player generally has to cover substantial areas of the court, so you need to be fast and strong to change direction quickly and also have great reaction times. Unfortunately, Rupanen then wasn't able to get his racket in the right place to get that one back. Like, really good return from Coles.
Yeah, Coles very sharp at the net there. 6-3 here in the fourth then.
That's really good play from Ems there at the net. Really tight serve, nice intercept. In the doubles events though is that if you play a low serve, then it becomes, if the return is good, then it becomes very difficult to win the point. We may see a few more flick serves taking place on power plays in future events. It gives the serving team half a chance to defend the smash.
Well, once again, we see the opposition taking a really attacking intent to the power play, and Rupanen, great reactions at the net to finish it off, and a wonderful start here for Birmingham. This is match point. 2-love to the home team. The opportunity to get their first point of the National Badminton League. The slow clap is going here inside the NIA. Lim to serve. The fifth game and the match to Rupanen and Lim. They win the breaker 3-0. That is the second 5-gamer we've had, and what a fantastic win there for the home team.
Yeah, they've done really well to come back in that set, and I think it's fitting that the winning point was a Rupanen smash, because that seemed to be the element within the game that really turned it after the first set.
Absolutely, the final score was
absolute premium. If you make errors in this format of the game, then it's very difficult to come back. Good starts to each of the sets is really important to put pressure on the opponents. And I think the way that the games have gone so far, then it's pretty much to be expected. That I would have expected the Derby to be 2-0 up after the singles, and then Team Birmingham would come on stronger in the doubles event. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next event, the ladies doubles.
Absolutely. We do have the women's doubles up next. Birmingham Lions Heather Olver and Julie Bradbury, who's in for Sarah Walker. We'll talk about Sarah Walker in a second, taking on Team Derby's Lydia Powell and Helena Luchinska. But before we move on to that, let's have a little bit of chat about the way that people can get in touch. Do tweet us. You can get in touch with us via Twitter at NBL_official. Also, use the hashtag GameChanging. In fact, why don't you let us know about what you think about the rule changes, the fact that we're now playing best of 5 as opposed to best of 3, first to 9 points as opposed to the traditional first to 21, the fact that you can now win a game 9-8 as opposed to having to win by 2 clear points as you did before, and of course the 5th set breaker, first to 5, or as we've had twice in the last 2 games, if you get a 3-point lead, then you win the match overall. It's certainly been an explosive start here. But next up on court, we have the women's doubles. Birmingham Lions Heather Olver and Julie Bradbury against Team Derby's Lydia Powell and Helena Luchinska. So Heather Olver, of course, coming off the back of a wonderful Commonwealth Games for England, originally meant to be playing with Sarah Walker. Now, Birmingham Lions are spoilt for choice in the women's singles, really, aren't they? What with Sarah being ranked number 2 and of course Fontaine being number 1, but she's out this evening due to illness. Why do you think Birmingham Lions have sort of stacked themselves so strongly in the women's singles department?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I think it was an interesting selection. So obviously they had a plan when they went to the player auction, and they went after both of the ladies singles players. I suppose on one hand it means that the other teams can't play that person against them. Plus, you know, who knows what's going to happen during a hard season for these players. They travel the world and play in lots and lots of events, so they can pick up injuries, and with the training that they do as well, it's tough to have the same players fit for each of the matches. So maybe they're thinking of it from a squad perspective, that sort of thing. But certainly, you know, to have the 2 top lady singles players in the country is a big advantage for Team Birmingham. Well,
from a fan's perspective, people watching badminton, it'll certainly be interesting to see how Sarah Walker, a traditionally, well, singles-orientated player, gets on the doubles court. How do they sort of differ in the approach to the way they play?
Singles and doubles are quite different in terms of you know, the type of training that they do, the type of practice, the shots that you play. It's a slightly different mindset. So it is a big ask for singles players to play doubles, and likewise for doubles players to play singles. But these players are all high quality players, good technique, so that they can adapt to all sorts of situations within the competitive environment. Plus, that, you know, throughout their junior careers, they would have all played singles and doubles and mixed doubles. So it's not like they've never played these different events before, so they'll be well accustomed to what's going to happen.
So as Powell and Luchinska make their way onto court for Team Derby, affiliated with the University of Derby, of course, in their orange tops. Now, in the mixed doubles, we see a very set game plan. Well, we certainly did in the last match, where the man covers the back of the court and the woman covers the front of the court. Do you think we'll see a similar thing here?
No, there'll be much more interchange of play within the level doubles. I mean, there'll probably be players that will prefer to be at the front or at the back of the court, but realistically in high quality level doubles, then it doesn't really work like that. Then both players will have to interchange and, you know, help each other out to make sure they try and keep an advantage.
Both sets of players on court now. Once again, Team Derby, the away team, in their orange tops and navy blue bottoms. Birmingham Lions in the red dresses with the blue and gold trim. This is the 4th event we've had on court so far this evening on match night 1 of the NBL here at Birmingham NIA. In the first fixture, Raj Usef beat Ben Beckman 9-1, 9-5, 9-7. The second match was the women's singles. Fontaine Chapman of Birmingham Lions was defeated by Karen Schnasser of Team Derby 5-9, 9-5, 9-4, 4-9, and then 3-0 in the breaker. And most recently, we have had the mixed doubles. Team Derby's Chris Coles and Gail Ems defeated in an absolute thriller against Birmingham's Nico Rupanen and Alyssa Lim. 3-9, 9-7, 9-4, 3-9, and then 3-0 in the breaker. So what will happen next up? We'll have to wait and see. It is the women's doubles. Birmingham Lions, the home team, represented by Heather Olver and Julie Bradbury, taking on Team Derby's Lydia Powell and Helena Luczynska. Just the final preparations now. Don't forget, everyone at home, do tweet us at NBL_official. We're also using the hashtag GameChanging. It is best of 5. First to 9. Unless, of course, we do go to the 5th, when it is a first to 5 breaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Team Derby, represented by Lydia Powell and Helena Luczynska. On my left, Birmingham Lions, represented by Heather Olver and Julie Bradbury. Team Derby to serve, Helena Luczynska to Heather Olver, Laval.
So Luczynska to serve to Olver first.
Service over. 1 love.
So a couple of early mistakes from Team Derby and a 2-love lead for Birmingham.
I think it's going to be important for the Team Derby players to get a decent start in this first set. Obviously, very young players playing against the experience of Olver and Bradbury.
Into the net there from Birmingham. From a player's perspective, Neil, for this Team Derby pair, this is a real opportunity to explode out of the blocks and claim a big scalp.
It is. You know, Olver and Bradbury are going to be nervous because they're expected to win. I wouldn't think that they've played together very much, if at all, before, whereas Powell and Luczynska, I think, have played together before. So if they can start to believe a little bit and think that they've got a chance, then they can do well.
Good work from Powell at the net there. 3-2, Team Derby lead. Powell's a serve.
Service over. 3-all.
Quite a nervy shot at the net there. I think it's, as I said before, that if they can settle themselves down and play themselves into the points a little bit, then they're going to give themselves a chance to do well.
But you can't make it that easy at the net for Heather Olver.
No, I mean, Heather's the class player on the court. If she can really get hold of the game and dictate what happens, I think it's going to be a very difficult evening for the Team Derby girls.
Service over. 4-5.
Really strong rally there, and we've seen the first example of the players interchanging. Heather Olver spending a lot of time at the back of the court there before exploding to the net when she spots the gap to finish the point. Seven 4 here to Birmingham Lions in the first game of this women's doubles event. Goes wide, and this is game point for the home team. Bradbury to serve. Interesting observation here in the first game. You said before that you see Olver as the class player on the court, but Derby's spending a lot of time hitting at her.
Yes, I was going to mention that. It seems a little bit strange, but they must be hitting to a particular part of the court rather than to a particular player, which would have been their game plan before they went on. Not been that successful in the first set, though.
No, Birmingham Lions take the first game 9-5 here at the NIA. I wonder if we'll see a change of tact because, well, in that last rally, Bradbury didn't have to play a shot. They're making it easy for Olver at the moment.
Yeah, I think the Derby girls need to be a lot tighter in the first couple of shots in the rally. It's all a bit loose, a few errors, and then giving Bradbury and Olver the initiative in the point so they can pretty much determine what happens.
Well, as we've seen in the matches so far, we have had some unbelievable turnarounds here, but so far Birmingham Lions on top. As we go into the second game, they took the first 9-5. Bradbury to serve. And she makes a strong start at the net, controlling proceedings and winning the point. Well, perhaps that was the reason they were hitting it over.
Then the Birmingham girls there controlling the rally with a nice easy kill for Olver at the net.
Timeout called by Team Derby.
And Team Derby call their timeout after a strong start to the second game by Birmingham. Now this is a 45-second period, and it's really important what the coach has to say here, isn't it? Because this is the only chance they get to really communicate.
Yes, I can imagine that Kellogg is saying pretty much what we just said. It's got to be a lot tighter around the net, and they've got to dictate what happens in the rallies. At the moment, it's almost like the Derby girls are just getting the shuttle back and prolonging the rallies rather than actually imposing their game plan on the Birmingham pack. Well,
we saw in the women's singles that getting the shuttle over the net and playing mistake-free badminton can pay dividends, because Karen Schnauzer was absolutely mistake-free for most of her singles match against Fontaine Chapman. However, it is not working for Team Derby at the moment. However, they have taken the first point after the timeout, which is just what they need.
A few quick points here could place a bit of doubt in Bradbury and Olver's mind, so they've still got a chance in this format.
Service over. 4-1.
But following that mistake, it's 4-1 now. Olver to serve. Change of shuttle there at 5-1. So with regards to the change of shuttle, is there any particular sort of rhyme or reason to it, or do the players just decide, nope, this one's damaged, time for a change?
Yeah, normally when the shuttle's damaged, then that would be the instigation to change it. But sometimes you can have a slight tactical reason. If there's been a run of points, then you can look to disrupt the flow of your opponents from that. Obviously, that's not within the rules, but you know, if the shuttle's broken at the same time, they can have a happy advantage.
Like the old trick where Muhammad Ali's corner cut his glove against Henry Cooper. Gamesmanship at its finest.
It's a good smash from Lishtinska then, you know, forcing Julie Bradbury into a backhand corner, which meant that the clear that she hit was a little bit short.
Yes, better from the Chinska there. She's come unstuck trying to hit the shuttle flat a few times in this match, but it certainly came off there. But Birmingham bounced straight back through Chapman.
Service over. 7-2.
Chapman, Bradbury. Apologies there to those of you watching at home. And apologies to Bradbury as well, because that was a fantastic shot that she deserves full credit for.
3-7.
So 3-7 here. Into the net from Bradbury, 4-7.
4-7. Power play claimed by Team Derby.
And Team Derby going for their power play here. They see this as their opportunity to get back into this second game. 2 points at stake. We've had really mixed success so far with the power plays that we've had claimed.
And again, another low serve. So it's a relatively easy kill for Olver there. Again, you've got to be flipping that serve to give yourself a chance in the point.
4.
So 8-4 game point. Really interesting to see how the players have always gone to attack the power play service, and it's been relatively successful as the shuttle goes wide. And that is the second game to Olver and Bradbury.
9-4, 2 games to love.
So 2 games to love, 9-4 in the second, 9-5 in the first. And at the moment, Neil, it's a mixture of impressive but disciplined stuff from Birmingham and a few mistakes from Team Derby, perhaps not making their opposition work as hard as they should be for this one at the moment.
Yeah, and I think it's quite an intimidating situation for the young Derby girls to be in. You know, it's the first NBL game, and they've been selected to play the ladies doubles against 2 really experienced players. I mean, Julie Bradbury has been a very, very decorated player over the course of her career. She's still playing in the veterans events at the moment, and I think it's recently just won the European Championships. So it's coming on the back of some good form. And obviously, as you mentioned earlier, Olver had a great Commonwealth Games and is playing really well.
Certainly is. So Birmingham Lions lead 2-0 at the moment. 9-5, 9-4. And Bradbury serving first in the third.
That's good attacking play then from the Derby girls, then forcing the error from over there. Good attacking play.
Service over.
But then frustratingly following up with a service error. We said all the way through this evening, and we can't give away the cheap points like that in this format tonight.
Especially at 2-0 down. Once again, Team Derby not really playing any sort of shot at all, are they? It's not an attacking shot, it's not a defensive shot, it's just too easy to kill for Birmingham.
It looked like Powell then was trying to play Bradbury at the back there and try and capitalise on the slight lack of power in comparison to Olver, but Bradbury played a way out of it and then obviously was able to win the point for Olver.
Bradbury trying to be a bit cute from the back of the court there with the drop shot, but finds the net 2-4.
Timeout called by Birmingham Lions.
And now Birmingham call for their timeout.
Possibly feeling that the Derby pair are targeting Bradbury at the back a little bit, so maybe they come up with a strategy to get Olver a little bit more to the rear of the court to use her extra power.
Interesting, they've got 45 seconds here, but the coach was off her chair, quick sentence, she's back down again, and they're ready to go. That was one message that she had to deliver there.
Yeah, the key to coaching when during a match, though, is not to give the players on court too much information to deal with, otherwise their brains get fried and they forget actually what they're trying to do in the first place. So obviously there was one very clear message there that they're going to try and implement in the next few points.
Elena, thank you. Elena, thank you. 2-all. Clear.
So 2-all here early in the third. Olver and Bradbury leading 2-love. Well, you mentioned it might be a bit of a tactical switch, and straight away from that point it was Heather Olver at the back of the court. And the Lions win the point. Bradbury to serve. Much better from Derby, though. Killed eventually, but that was much better control of the rally, Neil.
It was, again, just sort of playing the rally out, not going for too much, and you know, making sure that there's no errors, and then forcing a short lift, and then Lydia Powell with a great cross-court smash.
Point going to Birmingham there, but again, much more positive from Derby, staying in the rally for longer.
Yeah, again, targeting Bradbury at the back of the court, but Bradbury and Olver worked it well to get Heather back to the back again and just increase the pace and force the error.
Shuttle going long there, and the point going to Birmingham, but Julie Bradbury pulling up injured there. There was an audible yelp. We have the medical team on the court, which is quite interesting actually, because that brings us on to another of the rule changes. Hopefully Julie Bradbury will be able to continue. However, traditionally in badminton, if a player's injured, then the game is over and it's awarded as a walkover to the other team. However, as part of the National Badminton League, you are allowed a substitution. So there are 8 players who will be playing. However, these teams bring a squad of 10 because there will be 1 man and 1 woman as a substitute who will be able to step in.
Team Derby on court, please.
Will be able to step in should the player be injured. There was just a request there from the umpire for Team Derby to stay on court.
I think they were getting an extra sneaky little coaching time out there from Julie Mann and Donna Kellogg. They're the 2 Team Derby coaches.
Hawk-eyed umpire there, making sure that no such nonsense is allowed to continue. So yeah, fairly serious consultation going on down there in the corner of the court.
Julie can unfortunately not continue on the features of the NBL. Birmingham Lions can bring on a substitute. Just to make you aware.
That is the arena announcer just having the exact conversation that we've just had. The introduction of substitutions, though, it's very, very interesting. In fact, there's a Birmingham player going off to get warm just now. This could add a whole new dynamic to the face of this already interesting competition.
He could. I'm not sure who it was who was like dashing off to go and get prepared, just in case Julie can't continue. But I think they would just basically pick up from the score that it is now, and
yeah, they pick
the
up exactly where they left off. Just to be sure, it is only a substitution that can take place for injury. You can't do tactical substitutions. I know that there was a very similar rule in rugby union for many years before they took to the football format where you could have a substitution for anything. But Julie Bradbury, vastly experienced, of course, just looking to shake it off at the moment. I'm sure, being the fierce competitor that she is, that in fact all of these athletes are at the top level, she wants to carry on. She wants to try and bring home a win for Birmingham Lions on their debut here in the National Badminton League. Of course, we'd love to hear from you, of course. At NBL_official is the official Twitter, using the hashtag GameChanging. You can also find out loads more information on the NBL, including player profiles and up-and-coming fixtures for the whole competition at nationalbadmintonleague.co.uk. Real consultation going on with the umpire here. Julie Bradbury is taking her place on the bench, and we have a first here at the NBL.
Julie Bradbury unable to continue. Natalie Chan-Lam takes her place.
Let's hear it for our new lioness, Natalie Chan-Lam!
Confirmation of the substitution. Natalie Chan-Lam takes the court to partner Heather Olver. Well, Neil, this is a first.
It certainly is. She can't have had much time to get ahead into the game and really prepare herself for the rallies, but we'll see how she gets on.
Well, she comes in with her team in a great position, leading 2-0. And 7-3, so just 2 points required now for a straight games win in this women's doubles event.
Fault. Service over. 4-7.
Team Derby can breathe again. 4-7.
Good attacking play by Chan-Lam there. Really didn't need to. Derby didn't really need to lift that one too short, and it was punished.
And here she comes. She's been on the court less than 2 minutes and serves for the match. Well, what an impact she's had. Great defense there. There was an opportunity for Lydia Powell to smash and win the point, but the match goes in straight games to Heather Olver, Julie Bradbury and Natalie Chan-Lam.
Match won by Birmingham Lions. 9-5, 9-4, 9-4.
9-5, 9-4, 9-4, the final score. Well, we've seen all of the new rules then, Neil. We've seen the first to 9, we've seen the first to 5 breaker, both going 3-0 in the end. We've seen the power play with the pink shuttlecock, and now we've seen the substitution. So many game changes made by Badminton England for this National Badminton League, and what an event we've had so far.
Well, fantastic. You know, it's gone right down to the wire. It's all going to be decided on the last men's doubles as well, so I don't think we could have asked for any more from our first NBL game.
No, we certainly couldn't. Of course, it will go down to the final game to see who wins this fixture. But even if one of the teams, Birmingham or Derby, had won the first 3 games, we will always play all 5 events here at the National Badminton League, because at the end of the season, every point will count. It will be the team with the most accumulated points, not fixture wins, who wins the NBL overall. So, the final event of the evening will be the men's doubles. Birmingham Lions' Gary Fox and Koen Rudler from the Netherlands will take on Andy Ellis and Reese Walker. This is another fascinating matchup.
It is. It's going to be a very tough game. We've got Reese Walker who's come in. He's one of our up-and-coming men's singles players. So we mentioned earlier about Sarah Walker. Potentially would have been playing the doubles event today, but we've got Reese changing events and playing in the men's doubles with a very experienced partner, Andy Ellis, who's been in the top 10 in the world with his normal partner Chris Adcock, but obviously playing tonight with Reese Walker.
Reese Walker as well is a Warwickshire boy playing against who would essentially be his home team today, Birmingham Lions. He's also come in for Martin Campbell, who's been unable to compete due to illness. They've big shoes to fill.
They are. Martin had a great Commonwealth Games for Scotland, and again is a very promising men's doubles player within the GB programme. So it would have been interesting to see Andy and Martin play together, but I'm sure Reese will come in and do a good job for Team Derby.
So let's take a step back before we take a step forward. You've been involved with badminton for a long time, as a player, as a coach, as a fan. Did you ever think you would see a substitution in a doubles match?
No, it's a very interesting development within the game. I mean, the whole concept of the National Badminton League has been talked about for a number of years. The players that are involved at national level quite often play in professional leagues in Denmark or Holland or France, Germany. So to actually have one on home soil is a really strong, positive move from Badminton England, in partnership with all the sponsors. And it can only be good for British badminton.
It certainly can, and we want you to get involved, whether you're watching in England or around the world. This stream is being broadcast worldwide, so a very warm welcome to you all. Do get in touch with us via Twitter at NBL_official using the hashtag GameChanging. Also see what it's all about at nationalbadmintonleague.co.uk. You can also get involved if you're watching this thinking, I want to play some badminton. Badminton is actually the 6th most participated in sport in the country. Well, if you're in England, which I find, well, I don't find it surprising at all, because you go to any leisure centre, you see a load of people playing badminton all the time. It's fantastic to see as the doubles players take the court here. But we want you to get involved, so simply go to badmintonengland.co.uk/ways to play to find out ways that you can get involved in badminton at all levels, whether you've played before and you want to get involved again, or whether you are starting out and you are inspired by these NBL players. Go to badmintonengland.co.uk/ways to play. So Koen Ridder and Gary Fox from Birmingham Lions making their way onto the court. Red jerseys, navy shorts, navy and gold trim. Their opposition from Team Derby, Andy Ellis and Reese Walker in that Team Derby orange and navy, already out there.
The World Superseries circuit, the European bronze medalist, national champion.
So we're locked at 2 games all then. We've had the men's singles. Ben Beckman of Birmingham Lions was defeated by Raj Usef. Team Derby also claiming the women's singles game when Karen Shazza beat Fontaine Chapman in 5 fantastic games. We moved on to the doubles then. First of all, it was the mixed doubles where Birmingham Lions, Rupanen and Lim claimed a 5-game victory over Coles and Ems. And then Birmingham dominated the women's doubles where Olva and Bradbury, who was replaced when she got injured by Natalie Chanlam, beat Lydia Powell and Helena Levchinska. Worth mentioning, of course, that in years gone by, once Bradbury was injured, all of a sudden that victory would have just been handed to Powell and Levchinska, and then Derby would have had a 3-1 lead.
Absolutely. So Birmingham can count themselves quite lucky that the system has actually worked in their favour there. Obviously, for the spectators and people who come along to watch and are watching the broadcast, it means that you get a complete game. So it can only be an advantage to the league.
Certainly can, and it does mean we are going to a deciding match On the far side, Heather Olver there, about to take her seat after a wonderful performance by her in the women's doubles. So here we are, the final 5th match of match day #1 here at Birmingham. The home team, Birmingham Lions, Gary Fox and Koen Ridder. Ridder, another of the imports from the Netherlands, facing Team Derby's Andy Ellis and Reese Walker. Reese Walker filling in, or coming in, should I say, this evening for Martin Campbell.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Team Derby, represented by Andrew Ellis and Reese Walker. And on my left, Birmingham Lions, represented by Gary Fox and Koen Ridder. Birmingham Lions to serve, Koen Ridder to Andy Ellis. Love all.
So Ridder will serve to Ellis first.
And similar to the other doubles events, what we're going to see here is all 4 players looking to dominate the net and get the lift. Some players that are on court that have got really big smashes and can really punish the anything that's short.
Well watched there by Team Derby, and the shuttle goes long. They take a 2-love lead. There looked to be a bit of confusion in the Derby ranks there.
1-2.
Walker looked shocked that Ellis hadn't reached a racket out for that one.
Yeah, no, I think Walker should have hit that one. I think it was a good smash from Fox, so I think the trick is not to lift it in the first place, otherwise it's going to become that at a good number of miles per hour.
2-all.
As you mentioned, 4 players that can kill a rally off in a split second, as Ellis shows there for Derby.
3-2.
Keep one back for his teammate then by hitting Fox with his smash.
Service over. 3-all.
So 3-all, close start here early in the first. If you have just joined us, the new NBL scoring system made especially for the competition means we are playing best of 5, 1st to 9, as Andy Ellis gets lucky off the net there, but he won't mind that one bit. You always apologise, don't you? But you don't mind getting points like that.
Yeah, you apologise, but you don't really mean it. I think you make your own luck in doubles events. The closer you can play the shuttle to the net and the earlier it is, then the more chance it's got of going over if it does strike the tape. Great defence from Reese Walker there. He took a lot of punishment and then managed to engineer the lift for Ellis, who finished the rally off well. It looks like in some of these early exchanges, the Birmingham guys are targeting Walker a bit. Being the singles player, they're not certain that he can actually deal with that level of pace.
And of course the fact that he's come in at the last minute for Martin. Following the previous point, there was a big smile on Ellis's face after he's won it with that big smash. When you're the other doubles player and you can see your partner taking all this punishment, there must be something in your head where you're thinking, oh, I just need to get involved here, I just need to do something.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. Obviously you can only do so much when the shuttles go into your partner. And obviously the faster and the flatter it goes, then the less time that you've got to actually adjust your position to help out.
Good return there from Ellis, forcing the mistake again. At the moment, Derby putting Birmingham, before they serve into the net obviously, but putting Birmingham under pressure in the right areas of the court, making it difficult for Birmingham to get any control on the rally.
That was a really nice serve from Ridder there, just slightly into Walker's body, so it just forced him to hit the shuttle out wide.
6-4, Birmingham Lions leading.
And then he's just done exactly the same to Ellis as well. Rather than serving to the tee, which is the traditional place to serve to, just slightly inside, and it can force the error.
Correction on the score. It was 6-all, and now it's 8-6. Great serving here. And the shuttle goes long. Birmingham take the first game. That's the first time this evening we've seen a player or team really turn the screw directly from the serve, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, four rallies in a row, 4 great serves from Ridder. You know, thinking about where he's serving rather than just getting there and starting a rally off with the serve. He's actually using the serve as a tactical weapon to shape what happens the next 2 or 3 shots.
Well, points 6, 7 and 8. Ellis and Walker, they really looked to attack it, didn't they? But because of the way it was angled at them, they were unable to execute the way they wanted to.
Yeah, so they need to be mindful of that, because I'm sure that Ridder will start serving now and he'll do exactly the same again. So it's really important that Ellis and Walker get to grips with that and start to return properly.
So 9-6, the home team, Birmingham Lions, take the first game of this men's doubles event. They fought back fantastically well in the doubles. They were 2-0 down following the singles.
Love all. Play.
But the mixed doubles and women's doubles teams really turned up, and that means we're going down to this final game here to see we'll claim an opening
really sharp
game.
By Walker there.
Service over.
He really capitalised on Andy Ellis's really nice smash down the side, and then he was in to kill the rally.
So far, other than that mistake where he forced it wide off the serve, he's looked quite comfortable in the doubles format.
Yeah, as you said before, he would have played a lot of doubles as a junior, so it's not like it's completely new to him, but certainly the training that he does at the moment at Milton Keynes is all geared towards his singles play, so it would be at a slight disadvantage compared to the other guys, but obviously is holding himself well.
2-love.
Two love here early in the second. And with that, Birmingham Lions are off the mark. So a question I'd like to ask you about the smash, particularly the jump smash that we see a lot in the men's game. Now, they get great height, but does that diminish the power that they can generate compared to having 2 feet on the ground?
It does, because obviously you're not using the floor to provide that extra bit of leverage and force. But what you can do by jumping is to get more angle, so it actually becomes harder to defend when the shuttle is much steeper at you. I mean, these guys hit the shuttle so hard anyway, so the shuttle is coming at a massive miles per hour, you know, 200 miles an hour, and it's really, really tough to return if the shuttle is steep. If it's flat and it's in your sort of in your hitting zone, it becomes much easier to defend.
Well, so far, both of these teams have done very well to limit the opportunities that their opponents have to release those devastating jump smashes.
You see the wide serve again from Ridder, again plays dividends. You watch your signal to Gary Fox now that where he's going to serve to. And he's back, and obviously the opponents can't see where that's going to go.
And from the off there, it was a long rally, and Derby defended well, but some devastating attacking play from Birmingham there.
Yeah, really sharp, finished off the rally well.
Another signal there from Ridder.
5-3.
So 5-3, another lucky one off the net. But Birmingham Lions really enjoying Ridder's serve at the moment. The old commentator's curse again, there it is. Smiles all round in the commentary box, but much better from Team Derby. They read that one a little bit better. The return was sharp, they got into the net quickly, and they've closed the gap to just 1 point now, 4-5.
That was a nice angle from Reece Walker there. Played with a little bit of slice for deception, which meant that the lift that came up to Andy was a little bit shorter, allowing him to put it away.
It's your choice, Andrew.
Not sure that the Birmingham guys wanted to change the shuttle then, but because Andy Ellis is, and Team Derby are serving, then they have the option to change the shuttle if the umpire agrees. So it's a nice idea from Andy there to try and take the net off the smash, but Birmingham guys read that really well and used it to their advantage.
So Gary Fox to serve here, formerly of the GB programme, of course.
Service over. 6-all.
Out off Ridder. And now it's 6-all. It was at this point in the previous game that Ridder's serve was the difference between the two teams, eventually taking the first game 9-6. But now it's Derby's turn at 6-all. Now there was a bit of an adjustment there from Walker, and you could hear it as he groaned as he hit the shuttle. Now it was 3 shots later where Birmingham eventually won the point. But do you think that's the turning point?
Possibly. It was a nice smash down the middle there, which created the uncertainty between Ellis and Walker, and Gary Fox also, whether he intentionally hit with a bit of slice, which cut a little bit of the pace off. So it certainly was effective.
Either way, Ridder serves. What a point to win there. Great work from Ridder. He was under so much pressure then from those backcourt smashes.
Yeah, Reece would have been advised to keep hitting the shuttle down there, trying to go for a more singles-like punch clear, but straight to the left-hand smash for an easy winner.
Game.
Once again, Birmingham claim the game off the Ridder serve. In both of these ends so far, Ridder has really come into his own towards the back end, hasn't he?
Game won by Birmingham Lions.
Yeah, he's obviously got a lot of control, especially around the net, and then when it comes up to in the back, he's got a decent smash as well. So, you know, very difficult player to play against because you're not really sure where his strength or his weakness is. You know, he can play in all parts of the court.
Certainly can. There was fantastic defence from him at 6-all. We mentioned if the mistake from Walker was the turning point, that point was certainly the turning point. That made it 7-6, gave Ridder the shuttle to serve, and they've claimed the second end 9-6, the same score that they claimed the first end by. They take a 2-0 lead. And what do you think Derby have to work on? They get into 6-all, and then all of a sudden Birmingham seem to put the hammer down and they're away.
Third game.
Just a few errors at the wrong times, and you know, they're playing a lot better than I thought they would. It's a lot more competitive, so I don't think they're a million miles away. They can just get a good start to this set, put a little bit of pressure on. You know, Andy's got to dominate a little bit more and lead a little bit more, so to give Reece a little bit more confidence, so he can actually play his own game.
Oh, we've seen so often already this evening that the pendulum can swing, and these events can just change momentum so quickly. But it is important for Team Derby to get a good start if that's to happen.
So it's over.
And they take the point there.
1-1.
So 1-1 early in the third. This is a must-win set for Alison Walker of Team Derby.
Two, 1.
Bit of frustrated body language there from Rhys Walker.
Correction.
Yeah, he could
Service
have.
over.
He could have been a bit more
2-4.
defensive there and got the shuttle away. I think he tried to do something a little bit clever, and it didn't really come off for him. It's really important that they stop the whole, stop the number of points that they're giving away.
3-2.
Well, it's 3-2 early in the third, and it's a real psychological game, isn't it? And you certainly can't afford for it to be, especially in this shortened format, because if you lose 1 point due to a mistake, then all of a sudden, I think in poker they call it tilt, don't they, where you don't play the next points quite as well as you should, then before you know it, the game's out of sight.
That's it. If you try and be too careful and too precise, then quite often that can create in more errors and worse play.
Out. Service over. 4-3.
But this 9-point format just really focuses even more on the importance of the first 4 shots, that the serve's got to be tight and in.
Here go Birmingham Lions with the power play.
Birmingham Lions claim their power play.
And Team Derby strike back. It looks as though the coach is calling the timeout. Yes, she is.
Team Derby claim their timeout.
So 2 of those brand new rules for the NBL coming into play. We can see the pink shuttlecock on the screen there. Every time there is a power play, the pink shuttlecock will be used. Each team has 1 power play per event. So the events are the men's singles, the women's singles, etc. Once you've taken your power play, that is it. You have to wait until the next event to get another one. There is 1 power play each. As for the timeouts, it's the only time the coach can interact with their players. It lasts for 45 seconds, and then they're called back on by the umpire. So here it is, the power play. 4-3, Birmingham Lions lead. But Ellis with authority defends the power play, and that was more impressive from the Team Derby man.
It was. There was a good serve from Ridder, and it wasn't attacked like all previous power play shuttles have been, but they were giving the easy lift away, and Ellis absolutely nailed that smash.
Well, it certainly made sense for Birmingham to take the power play on the Ridder serve, because he's been fantastic for Birmingham Lions so far from the service. Good defence here from Birmingham, and now all of a sudden they're on the front foot and win the point.
5-4.
A correction, the shuttle was in.
Yeah, it was a heck of a return from Ridder in his forehand on that defence, but then the smash just went long, I think.
Into the net from Ellis.
5-all.
5-all, evenly poised, and a change of shuttle. The last few points, it's been really interesting to see the change of momentum. All of a sudden, 1 good defensive shot forces the lift, and then there's the opportunity to attack from the team that was defending just a few shots ago. So 6-5 now.
6-5. 5.
A nice return from Reese Walker, then just pushing it past the guy who served and making it quite difficult for Ridder then to play the fourth shot.
So Ellis to serve. Team Derby 6, Birmingham Lions 5 in this third set. 7-5. Change of tact on the serve as well.
Yeah, it was a nice flat flick serve, which forced the error from Ridder. He couldn't get back in time, so he was hitting the shuttle was actually behind him as he struck it.
These players generate huge power from the wrist to propel the shuttle that far off the slightest of movements, don't they?
They do. It's all in the rotation of the forearm, is where the majority of the power comes, especially the way that these guys hit it. It's just that there's very little big long swings these days because the rackets are so light and flexible.
So 6-7. Ridder to serve for Birmingham. It's been around about this point in the first and second sets that he has shown up for his team with some really top quality serving to take the sets. Well, Team Derby take the point, but a showbiz return there from Ridder.
8, game point.
It was a good effort. It was unlucky not to take the point there, but there's only so much you can do on those shots.
Absolutely. Well, it is game point to Team Derby. Opportunity for them to stay in this match. Best of 5, remember. Game point saved, though. Gary Fox.
Played a lovely drive down the forehand side and then followed it up with a nice kill.
7-8.
Still game point to Team Derby, though. 7-8. Reese Walker there, pouncing on that one. Great reactions from him, read the play, and there was absolutely no returning that, Neil.
Yeah, I just think the pace of the Team Derby boys has increased a little bit in that set. And, obviously, if you're taking the shuttle earlier, you can play the shuttle flatter, and it just means that you can control the rallies a little bit more. We keep saying it, but it's a really basic premise of doubles at this level, that is you have to keep the shuttle flat and close to the net. Otherwise, these guys will punish you with their big smashing.
They certainly will. Interesting there, Team Derby seem to have a little bit more control over the Ridder serve.
Yeah, I think obviously he's serving to a very similar place all the time, so you know, if you know what's coming, then you can start to adapt the way that you return it and trying to get an advantage from that.
Birmingham Lions claim their timeout.
Well, that's Birmingham Lions claiming their timeout, so both teams have called their 45-second timeout now. Obviously, the coach wants a little bit of time to talk to her players. This is a really, really important game now, of course. Best of 5, so if Birmingham claim it, then they win 3-1. But if Team Derby can continue this momentum, then for the third time this evening, we are going to the 5th set, the 5-point tiebreaker.
15 seconds, 15 seconds.
So final words now. What do you think it is that the Birmingham Lions coach is saying to her pair?
Probably just to stay cool. I mean, I think if they impose their game on Team Derby, then they've got the game to win. It's up to Ellis and Walker to keep that level of keep that pace, keep that intensity, and try and dominate the front of the court.
Well, there certainly was a marked improvement in the pace, in the tempo from the team in orange in that third end. So we go into the fourth game. Love all. Reese Walker to serve to Ridder. Straight away, the lift was too high, and Ellis punishes
1-love.
Birmingham Lions. Great start for Derby.
Yeah, I think the more Andy could be working from the back of the court, then the more advantage that Team Derby are going to have.
Some real quality there from both sides in the rally. Eventually, Andy Ellis has left it. I thought that might have been an opportunity to swing a big right hand at that.
It definitely was, and I think there was a couple of errors of judgment, because I think one on the far side was out as well that reset during the rally, so he did have a chance to hit it, and he obviously thought he was close enough to the back line that it was going to drift out, but obviously didn't.
Well, how important will that be come the end of this match? Fox blasting long there. I think that'll go down as a mistake, because that was his to win.
It was. They'd worked the rally really well. Trying to keep Reece Walker at the back of the court, 'cause he's got slightly less on his smash than Andy has. And obviously created the situation where they could finish the rally, and then unfortunately he just drove it long.
Ridder into the net. And the left-handed pair for the Birmingham Lions trail 3-1. Early in this fourth, Andy Ellis to serve.
Service over. 2-3.
That's always the risk with the flick serve, that if it doesn't quite go fast enough and gets past the returner, then there's a good chance you're going to get it.
Into the net from Reece Walker, 3-all. Koen Ridder to serve. Great smash there, splitting both of the players.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that in the last couple of rallies there's been a little bit of uncertainty between Walker and Ellis. You know, who was going for what shot, mainly because obviously these guys don't play doubles together on a regular basis, so you know, when they saw the big gap down the centre, then it was a great target for the smash.
Well, whose shuttle should that have been then?
Andy's.
Again, shuttle wide from Walker. Should that have been Andy's because it was the right hand and it's easier for him to reach?
But he wants to defend it on the backhand, but if the shuttle's coming straight, then generally you would the person who's straight from it would return it. Obviously, then what the person on the other side, what the defending partner should do, would be to close off the centre a little bit. So it was quite a central smash. So conceivably, Reece could have got it as well.
Great reflexes there from Ellis.
Service over. 4-5.
4-5, fantastic reflexes. I don't think Ridder was expecting that to be returned at all. Drops in front of him.
4-5. Play.
Bit of consultation there between Team Derby. The umpire having to ask them twice to play. Reece Walker to serve, 4-5. Really entering the business end of this fourth set now.
That was really good defence from Gary Fox there. He played a nice flat block to the net, but instead of just standing there admiring it, he really chased it up and prevented them returning it back to the net, which meant a lift up for Koen Ridder, who finished the point.
Clinical again from Ridder, 6-4 with Fox to serve. Just 3 points required now for a 3-1 victory. Eventually he wins it. Andy Ellis was urging him to keep going, keep going. You could hear it. Great stamina from Walker, real athleticism to just keep going, keep going. It must be difficult.
Well, in previous rallies, he's put little drops or punch clears in there, which haven't really worked. So I think that was good advice from Andy there to keep smashing down.
Absolutely. Maybe lost a few mph towards the 4th and the 5th one there, but clinical stuff nonetheless from Rhys Walker.
6-all.
And that has given Team Derby a shot in the arm. 6-all. We've been at 6-all twice in this match so far. Both times Birmingham Lions have gone on to take the set, but the last 2 points have gone to Team Derby. Andy Ellis to serve.
Out.
Just short. Those are the mistakes we talk about. You don't want to be making them at this time in the match.
No, but that's a really tough one to leave that, because there's no real way of knowing whether that's going to be in or out. So it's a really good decision.
Good decision indeed. It's Koen Ridder, the Dutchman, who's been so clinical towards the back end of these sets when he's been serving.
Play.
Takes the shuttle again. The umpire asks them to play. Ridder loses his balance, and Andy Ellis calls for the power play at 7-all. So this is essentially game point here. Big call from Ellis.
I think it's worth a go at this stage of the game. Be interesting to see what sort of serve Walker does though.
Well, Ridder is poised to receive. Walker serving for the game. Goes short, gets himself in a bit of a tangle. I think he was expecting a bit more of a lift there. That was terribly athletic.
Well, he actually played the point really well. It was just a really good shot from Ridder there. It was nice and flat. He was expecting it to be driven a little bit harder and higher, but it wasn't quite there.
Ridder has had a fantastic game, really. And now it is match point to Birmingham Lions.
Play.
Gary Fox to serve, 8-7. Ellis will receive. He's ready to go. Into the net, so it is game point to Birmingham, match point to Birmingham Lions. This is the first time this evening we've seen this. If games are tied at 8 apiece, you don't need to win by 2 clear points. Once you get to 9, you are the winner. This could not be more evenly poised in this 4th end. Big left-handed smash wins the 4th set and the match for Birmingham Lions. 9-6, 9-6, 7-9, and then 9-8 in the 4th. Fantastic game of men's doubles there, Neil.
Great stuff. I mean, the whole match was really evenly balanced. You know, the singles started well, and the doubles has really gone, and it's taken the speed and the pace, and it's like matched the format, and well, fantastic match.
So, an opening evening victory for Birmingham Lions over Team Derby. They fought back incredibly well. They lost both the men's and women's singles as Rajiv Usef and Karin Shaza took victories over Ben Beckman and Fontaine Chapman, respectively. Then we moved on to the doubles. In the mixed doubles, we had Nico Rupanen and Alyssa Lim defeating Chris Coles and Gail Ems. Then for Birmingham Lions, Heather Olver and Julie Bradbury. Bradbury replaced by Natalie Chan Lam. defeated Team Derby's Lydia Powell and Helena Levchinska. And finally, the match we've just seen, Gary Fox and Birmingham Lions, sorry, Gary Fox and Cohen Ritter of Birmingham Lions defeating Andy Ellis and Reese Walker of Team Derby. We've seen all of the new rules. We've seen the new scoring system. We've seen the power plays. We've seen the substitutions. We've seen the 5-point tiebreaker. And then finally, we've seen the fact that you need to get to 9. It's not a 2-point victory margin. The National Badminton League, Neil, has arrived.
Well, it's had everything, hasn't